Book Magic India, Private Limited.
Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are happy and healthy at your home. This is your mentor Nisha Gola, and today with me we will start our chapter number 11, and the name of the chapter is Perimeter and Area. So here we have a conversation between teacher and student. So teacher entered in the class and student said, "Good morning ma'am," and then teacher replied, "Good morning children." Now, teacher asked to the students, "How many of you go to a park for morning walk?" Then one of the child replied, "Me, ma'am, I go along with my parents." Now, teacher said, "Very good. Is it a park or playground?" Then he replied, "It is a park, ma'am. We complete 4 rounds of the park." Now, teacher asked, "Do you know how much distance you cover daily?" Then he replied, "No, ma'am." So, teacher replied, "Okay, ask your parents about it." And the student replied, "Okay, ma'am." Now, here we have a topic that is perimeter of closed figures. So, here teacher said, "Now see this picture of a playground." Okay, and Rajesh walks around the playground every day in the morning. So here in this picture, Rakesh is a boy who take round of this park. So let's see here how far how far does he walk in one round. So he covers in one round 92 meter, this one, then 70 meter, after that 64 meter, and then 82 meter. Okay, and the total will become 308 meter. Such a distance around a figure is called a perimeter of the figure. Okay, ऐसा जो distance होता है जो कि figure के around, या फिर हम बोल सकते हैं some of the boundaries, that is perimeter. Okay, now thus the perimeter of the playground. So thus the perimeter of playground is 308 meters. So Rajesh walks a distance of 308 meters every day in the morning. Okay. So here Geetika asked to the teacher, "So I need to know the total length of the park around its boundary." Then teacher replied, "Yes, Geetika, that is the perimeter of the park." Then teacher asks students, "So the perimeter of any closed figure is the length of boundary of that figure. Observe these examples." And Geetika replied, "Okay ma'am." So perimeter क्या होता है, टीचर ने बताया perimeter क्या होता है, एक closed figure और उसकी लेंथ ऑफ जो बाउंड्री है, बाउंड्री की टोटल लेंथ कितनी है उसको हम ऐड कर देंगे तो वो क्या हो जाएगा, perimeter. Okay, now here we have some examples. Just look at here. Example number 1. Triangle LMN is an equilateral triangle with the sides measuring 4 cm each. Okay, कि equilateral triangle है, it means सारी side equal होंगी तो 4 cm is the measurement of the each side. So we have to find out the perimeter. Okay, so the perimeter of an equilateral triangle LMN, we know that 3 multiply length of one side, because here 3 sides are there and all the sides are equal. That's why we will multiply it by the side. So 3 multiply 4 centimeter, that will become 12 centimeter. So we can say the perimeter of this equilateral triangle is 12 centimeter. Now we have example number 2 here. Find the perimeter of a square with sides 6 centimeter. Now we have, so this is a square and the all the sides of this square is measure of 6 centimeter. Okay, so we have to find out the perimeter of a square. So first we write the perimeter of the square will be 4 into side, because all the 4 sides are equal than 4 and the measure of side is 6 centimeter, and after multiplying we get here 24 centimeter. Now look at the next. Here we have example number 3. So let's solve it. The sides of the rectangle are 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter. So find the perimeter of the rectangle. So this is a rectangle and the side, or we can say the length of rectangle is 5 centimeter and the breadth is 3 centimeter. As we know, in triangle opposite sides are equal. Okay, so given length is 5 centimeter and breadth is 3 centimeter. So the perimeter of rectangle will become 2 bracket L plus B bracket close. Okay, so here we write 2 into, and then length is equals to 5 centimeter. So we put here 5, then B is equals to 3 centimeter. So we write here 3 then centimeter, because both the quantities in the same unit. Okay, so here 2 and 5 and 3 is 8 centimeter, and after multiplying we get here 16 centimeter. Okay, now we have example number 4. Okay, so the perimeter of rectangle is 52 centimeter and the length of the rectangle is 14 centimeter, and now we have to find out the breadth of the rectangle. So we can easily find it because we know the formula of that. So given is perimeter 52 centimeter and length of rectangle is 14 centimeter, and we have to find out the breadth. Okay, as we know, perimeter equals to 2 bracket L plus B bracket close. So here we put the value according to the this. So here perimeter is 52, so we write here then equals to 2 and length is given is 14 centimeter plus B. Okay, breadth we have to find out. So here 2 is multiplication here, so we will divide it on the left hand side. So 52 divided by 2 equals to, here we have 14 plus B. Now after dividing it we get here 26, and then here 14 will become minus 14 at the left hand side, or B will be, after subtracting, B is equals to 12 centimeter. It means we can say the breadth of the rectangle is 12 centimeter. Now we have example number 5 here. What is the length of side of a square whose perimeter is 60 centimeter? Now we have to find out the side of square, and the perimeter is given, that is 60 centimeter. So perimeter is 60 centimeter, that is 4 into length of sides. We know that perimeter of square equals to 4 into side. So we write it as it is. Okay. So now we have perimeter is 60 centimeter, and then here we have 4 into side. Okay, so after this 4 will be divided it here and we get the side. So after dividing it we get 15. Okay, so it means the length of this square side is 15 centimeter. Okay, now teacher asked to the students, now do this exercise for practice, and then Gitika replied, okay ma'am. So here we have exercise 11a. Let's do it. So first question is, find the perimeter of each of the following. So here we know that all the sides are equal. It means it is a square. So here we write first perimeter of a square. क्या होता है perimeter of square? 4 into side. Yes. Okay. Now equals to 4 will be here, and the length of the side is 4 centimeters. So we will write here 4 centimeter, and after multiplying we get 4 4 is 16 centimeter. Okay, so our answer will become 16 centimeter. Okay, this is our answer. Okay, so in this manner you can easily find out the perimeter of rectangle and triangle and the mold shape here given. Okay, now we have question number 2. Here we have, find the perimeter of each of the following figures, express it in meters and centimeter. We know that. How do we express in meter and centimeter? So let's see here. First we have a this figure. We have to write the perimeter equals to sum of all the sides, or length of the boundary, we can say, all the sides. Here we write first sides. So sides we have 20 centimeter plus 25 centimeter plus 20 meter plus 20 centimeter, and after that 30 centimeter. Okay, now we will add it. So 20, 20, 40, 40 and 30 is 70, and 70 and 25 is 95 centimeters. So here we write 95 centimeter. This is our perimeter of this figure. Okay, so here we have only 95, so we will write in only centimeter here. If we have centimeter more than 100, so we can convert it into meter. Okay, so you have to convert all the figures, that is part B and C. Okay, now we have question number 3. Find the missing length of the following figures. Okay, now perimeter is given here. So first we write perimeter equals to sum of all the sides. Okay, so one side is missing here. So here we write perimeter is 21 centimeter, then 6 centimeter, 5 centimeter, and centimeter 7 centimeter, and then one side we have to find out. So 21 centimeter will be here, 6 5 11, 11 7 18 centimeter plus side. Okay, so here is in addition, so after changing the side of that, so it will become in subtraction. So 21 centimeter minus 18 centimeter equals to side, and after subtracting 8 we get 3 centimeters. So we can say the missing side of this figure is equals to 3 centimeter of length. Okay, so in this manner you can easily find out the missing sides of this figure. Okay, now we have question number 4. Perimeter of the square is 60 centimeter, and we have to find out the what is the length of its sides. So we know that. First we write to the formula. So here question number 4 is perimeter of a square is equals to 4 into side, as we know. Okay, now what we have to do here, perimeter is given, so we write here 60 centimeter, then 4, and we have to find out the side. Okay, so 60 will be here, and after changing the position of 4, so it will become in the division of here. Okay, now we have to find out side. After dividing it, we get 15. It means the side of the this square is equals to 15 centimeter. Okay, so in this manner, here we have question number 5th and question number 6th. You will try to do yourself. Okay, now we learn about area. So what is area? Let's see here. So teacher asked to the students, "Hello Chetna, look at this picture. Do you know what is the sheet called?" Then Chetna replied, "Ma'am, this is a square sheet." Okay, ये क्या है? Square book या square sheet है. Then teacher replied, "Yes, and each side of the square is 1 unit." Means जो ये सारी side है ये किसके equal है? 1 unit के. And we know that all the sides of the square are equal. So the figure drawn here is a rectangle. Then Chetna replied, yes, ma'am. Okay, so let's see next. Here we have here. Then teacher asked to the Chetna, what is the boundary line of the rectangle called? And Chetna replied, ma'am, it is called perimeter as we learned in our first exercise. Okay, now teacher again asked to Chetna, good, but you know what the reason enclosed by the perimeter of any figure is called? कि जो perimeter तो हमें पता है बाउंड्री होता है, लेकिन जो इन बाउंड्री से जो फिगर बनी है उसका जो एरिया का उसकी जो ये फिगर कवर कर रहा है, जितना पार्ट वो कवर कर रहा है, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? देन चेतना रिप्लाइड, मैम, इज इट द सरफेस ऑफ द फिगर? चेतना पूछती, क्या मैम इसको सरफेस बोलते हैं? देन टीचर रिप्लाइड, yes it is, but this enclosed surface is called the area of the figure. कि जो ये enclosed surface होगा उसी को ही हम क्या बोलते हैं? Area in particular form. Then Chetna replied, okay ma'am, how do we measure the area of a figure, ma'am? So here चेतना टीचर से पूछती है कि मैम ठीक है वो एरिया होता है लेकिन हम इसको मेजर कैसे कर सकते हैं? Then teacher replied, the number of squares in the figure is the measurements of its area. कि जो क्या करेंगे हम स्क्वायर शीट पे बना हुआ है और जितने नंबर ऑफ स्क्वायर हम काउंट करेंगे उतने ही हमारा क्या होगा, वो मेजरमेंट होगा एरिया का. So here Chetna replied, ma'am, there are 15 squares enclosed in this rectangle. So it so its area is 15 square unit. Then teacher replied, exactly Chetna. Let us see another example. Can you identify this figure? So here we have figure, this one A, B, C, D, that is quadrilateral as we know. This is quadrilateral as we learned in our previous chapter. Okay, so here Chetna replied, ma'am, it is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides, and we know that if a figure or if a closed figure has 4 line segments, so that will be quadrilateral. Then teacher asks, yes, now what is its area? You can count complete squares as 1 square unit, and those which are not a complete square is counted as half square unit. 2 half square unit make up 1 square unit. So here टीचर बोलते हैं कि क्या तुम अब इसका एरिया निकाल सकते हो? यहाँ पर जो पूरे स्क्वायर्स हैं, ठीक है, जस्ट लाइक दिस. सो वी विल काउंट इट एज 1 यूनिट स्क्वायर और 1 स्क्वायर यूनिट, और वी हैव हाफ, सो 2 हाफ्स विल बिकम 1 स्क्वायर यूनिट. ओके, कि हम जो हाफ है पूरा नहीं है उसको हाफ काउंट करेंगे और 2 हाफ मिलके एक बनेगा. ओके, नाउ चेतना replied, ma'am, can you please us understand with examples? क्या आप examples के through समझा सकते हैं? Then teacher replied, so there are 10 square units and 4 half square units. तो यहाँ पर क्या है, 10 तो स्क्वायर यूनिट्स है, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 जो पूरे हैं. उसके अलावा जो हाफ है वो कितने हैं, 1 2 3 एंड 4. ओके, टीचर ने बोला कि यहाँ तो क्या है 10 स्क्वायर यूनिट्स है और 4 ऐसी यूनिट्स हैं जो हाफ है. ठीक है, सो 4 into half makes 2 square units and we have 10 square units, so it will become 10 plus 2 12 square units. ओके, तो कितनी यूनिट्स हो जाएगा इसका एरिया इस क्वाड्रिलेटरल का, 12 square units. ओके, नाउ teacher said, Chitna, let us find the area of this circle. So here on the square sheet we have a circle and we have to find out the area of this circle. So teacher said, remember, when a figure doesn't cover complete or an exact number of halves of the square, then we count as 1 for the square which covers more than half and 0 for the square which cover less than half of the square. कि टीचर ने बोला कि एक बात ध्यान रखना, जो पूरा है उसको तो हम 1 स्क्वायर यूनिट ही काउंट करेंगे, लेकिन जो हाफ से ज़्यादा है उसको भी हम क्या ले लेंगे, 1 स्क्वायर यूनिट काउंट करेंगे ऐसे फिगर्स में। और जो क्या होगा हाफ से भी कम है उसको हम 0 काउंट करते हैं। Thus we get an approximate एरिया ऑफ द फिगर। और ऐसे करके हमें क्या मिलेगा, उसका अप्रोक्सीमेट मतलब उसके आसपास का लगभग करके एरिया फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे। Then Chetna asked, okay ma'am, so the area of this circle is 24 square units. Yes Chetna, you are absolutely right. Teacher said that. So here we have this half of the circle, so we take 1 square unit here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24. So here this one is not here, in this circle is covered something, but it is less than half, so we will count it as 0, and in the same manner here we will count it as 0, here also, here. So these are the area that is less than half square unit, so we will count it as 0. Then Chetna asked, what is the standard unit of area ma'am? Then teacher replied, standard unit of area is square centimeter or square meter. It depends on the unit of length of the side. कि टीचर ने बोला कि जो एरिया की यूनिट्स है या स्टैंडर्ड यूनिट है वो उसकी किस पे डिपेंड करती है, जो भी हमें मेजरिंग लेंथ दी हुई है, और क्या होगा, स्क्वायर मीटर या फिर स्क्वायर सेंटीमीटर. Okay, then Chetna replied, okay ma'am, and teacher said, okay, now we will do the exercise for practice that we learn. Okay, so जो भी हमने अभी सीखा है उसके लिए हम एक एक्सरसाइज करेंगे. So here we have exercise 11b. Let's solve it. So here we count the square units here. Okay, and we know that 1 square is showing to 1 square unit. So here is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Okay, here we have 13 square units, and how many halves we have here, 1 2 3 4 and 5. 4 halves will become 2 square units. 4 half is equals to 4 into half, that is 2. Okay, and 1 half is remaining here, so that will be 0.5 we can write. So total square unit will be 13 and 2, that is 15. Okay, and half is remaining, so we can write here half square units. Okay, so the area of this figure is 15 and half square units. Okay, so in this manner you have to count the squares that is covered by the given figure, and then you will count, and you can easily write the square units or the area of the given figures. Okay, now so as I solve first question of this, you have to find out the area of the rest of the figure. Okay, now we have next topic, that is area of rectangle and square. In this we learn how to find out the area of rectangle and square. Okay, so here teacher said, hello Gitika, look at this figure. And then Gitika replied, ma'am, it is a rectangle. Then yes, you can find the area of this figure in two ways. So टीचर ने बोला कि तुम जो ये फिगर है, मीन्स हमारा जो रेक्टेंगल है, इसके दो तरीके से क्या निकाल सकते हो, एरिया फाइंड आउट कर सकते हो. फर्स्ट वन इज by counting the total number of square. As we learn, we can easily count the squares between, and the first step is by counting the total number of square. As we learned, by counting the square, we can easily find out the square units of the given figure. Okay, so and the second one is by finding the product of the number of square in rows and column. And the second way is we have to find out the we have to count the first number of rows and column here. So in this figure we have 1, 2 and 3. So we have 3 rows here. Okay, and the columns are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And the columns are 9 here. Okay, so we have to count out the rows, number of rows and number of columns, then we will multiply. So whatever product we get, so we can say that that is perimeter. So we can say that that is the area of the given figure. If the number of columns is the length of rectangle and the number of rows is the breadth of the rectangle. So जो नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स होते हैं उन्हें हम लेंथ ऑफ रेक्टेंगल बोलते हैं और जो नंबर ऑफ रोज होंगी उन्हें हम breadth of the rectangle बोलते हैं. So then the area of the rectangle will become length into breadth. Okay, so area of this figure, that is rectangle, length we know that it is 9 and multiply by breadth, that is rows 3. Okay, so 9 3s are 27. We can write the area of this square is 27 square units. Okay, now Chetna asked to the teacher is, ma'am, if the length of each square is 1 centimeter, then the area will be 27 centimeter square or 27 square centimeter, isn't it? तो चेतना ने पूछा कि अगर मैम हमें दिया हुआ होगा कि जो लेंथ है ईच स्क्वायर की वो क्या है 1 सेंटीमीटर, सो एरिया विल बिकम 27 स्क्वायर सेंटीमीटर, क्या ऐसा ही होगा? देन टीचर रिप्लाइड, यस चेतना, इट इज राइट. ओके, एंड देन टीचर सेड, सिमिलरली the area of a square can also be found. Look at this figure. So here we have the square. Okay, yes ma'am, it is a square because its all sides are equal. चेतना said that. चेतना ने बोला yes ma'am, ये क्या है square क्योंकि इसकी सारी साइड equal है. Then teacher replied, yes, number of columns and rows are equal to. और इसमें जो number of rows है 1, 2, 3 and the columns 1, 2, 3, they both are also same. So area will become side into side. Since number of columns equals to number of rows. जब क्या होगा, रो जो है और कॉलम जो है वो इक्वल है, तब हम लिख सकते हैं साइड मल्टीप्लाई साइड. And we know that in square we have all the sides are equal. So thus the area of this figure means square will be 3 into 3 square units, that will become 9 square units. Okay. Now Chetna asks, square unit means centimeter square और मीटर स्क्वायर मैम? चेतना पूछती है मैम स्क्वायर यूनिट का मतलब क्या है, या तो सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर और वी कैन से स्क्वायर सेंटीमीटर और स्क्वायर मीटर. सो टीचर रिप्लाइड, yes. Now see these examples Chetna. So here we have some examples on the basis of area of rectangle and square. So let's see here example number 6. Find the area of rectangle whose, here first part is length is equals to 6 centimeter and breadth is equals to 3 centimeter. And we know that area of rectangle will be length into breadth, and here length is 6 centimeter into breadth is 3 centimeter, that will become 18 centimeter square, or we can say 18 square centimeter. Now we have the B part. Length is 10 centimeter and breadth is 6 centimeter. As we know, area of rectangle is length into breadth. So we will multiply it 10 centimeter into 6 centimeter, that will be equal to 60 square centimeter or 60 centimeter square we can write. Now we have example 7. Find the area of a square whose. Now we have to find out the area of square, and we know that side of the square are equal. So here side is given, that is 8 centimeter. So area of square will become side into side, means 8 centimeter multiply by 8 centimeter. We get 8 8 is 64 square centimeter. Okay, and the next we have side equals to 12 centimeter. So area of square is side into side, 12 centimeter into 12 centimeter, and we get the answer 144 centimeter square. Okay. Now here we have example number 8, and find the area of the following figures. So here some figures are given and we have to find out the area of these figures. Okay, so let's see here. So since there are 5 square with one side, as in the figure shown, कि यहाँ पर क्या है 5 squares हैं जिनकी साइड क्या है 1 centimeter. So area of the figure will become area of 5 squares, and square का formula क्या होता है side into side. We have 1 centimeter, so 1 into 1, and we have 5 such squares here, so we will multiply it by 5. So here we get 1 1 is 1 into 5, so the area of this figure will become 5 centimeter square. Okay, now we have B part. So as we so in the figure, so there are 6 squares. Okay, and the area of the figure will become area of 6 squares, and square, and the area of the square is side into side. So that 1 into 1, and we have 6 square that. So 6 into 1, we get the 6 centimeter square. Then teacher said, now do this exercise for practice. Then Chetna replied, okay ma'am. So here we have exercise 11C. Let's do it here. First question is, find the area of the following rectangle whose length is 4 centimeter and breadth is 2 centimeter. So first we write the length is equals to 4 centimeter and breadth is 2 centimeter. And we know that perimeter of rectangle is perimeter of rectangle is length multiplied by breadth. Okay, here length is 4 centimeter into breadth is 2 centimeter. So what we get here? 4 to the 8 and centimeter square. Okay, this is our answer, or we can say this is the area of this rectangle. Okay. Now we have question number 2. Find the area of the following squares whose. So अब हमें क्या करना है? स्क्वायर का एरिया निकालना है जिसकी साइड है 10 सेंटीमीटर. So here is given side equals to 10 centimeter, and we know that area of square is side into side. Okay, side into side. Then we know that side is equals to 10 centimeter. So 10 centimeter multiply by 10 centimeter. So what we get? 10 tens are 100 centimeter square. Okay, this is our answer. Okay, or we can say the area of this square is 100 centimeter square. Okay, now we have the next one is find the area of the following figure. So let's find out the area here. First one is, here is 2 centimeter means, or we can say this is a shape of rectangle, and we know that opposite sides of rectangle are equal. So 2 centimeter will be 2 centimeter here, and 4.5 centimeter is 4.5 centimeter here. So we can write here the length of this given figure, that is rectangle, is 4.5 centimeter and the breadth is 2 centimeter. Okay, now we have to find out the area, and we know that this is a rectangle. So area of the rectangle will be length into breadth. So here length we have 4.5 centimeter and breadth is 2 centimeter. After multiplying 8, we get 2 5s are 10. 1 is here, 2 4s are 8 and 1 9. As we know, then we will count the decimal part and put the decimal according to that. So it will become 9.0 means 9 centimeter square. Okay, so this is the area of this given figure. Okay, now we have question number 4. Let's do it. So here question number 4. The length of a tabletop is 2 meter and the breadth is 1 meter. So find the area of the tabletop. So first we write here length of tabletop is 2 centimeter. So first we write here length of tabletop is 2 meter. Okay, and the breadth is 1 meter. Okay, now we have to find out the area of the tabletop. So here we write area of tabletop will become length multiply breadth. As here length and breadth is given, that is different, and we know that opposite sides are equal in rectangle. So it will be the area of rectangle, that is tabletop. Length into breadth, that will become 2 meter multiplied by 1 meter. So 2 ones are 2 and meter will become meter square. Okay, so the answer of this question number 4 is 2 meter square. Okay, so in this exercise I have solved some question for you, and the rest of the question you have to try to do yourself. Okay, now we have chapter checkup here. First question is pick the correct option, and first one is the boundary of a shape is called. जो shape की boundary होती है हमने पढ़ा है उसे क्या बोलते हैं? Perimeter. Very good. Now the region inside the boundary is called, और boundary के अंदर जो region होगा, ठीक है, उसे क्या बोलते हैं हम? Area. Very good. Now we have area of rectangle will be length into breadth. Yes. And the fourth one is area of square is side into side. The first option is correct here. Now we have question number 2. Find the area of the following rectangle holes. Length is 2.5 centimeter and breadth is 1.5 centimeter. And we have to find out the area. Length is given 2.5 centimeter and breadth is given 1.5 centimeter. And we know that area of rectangle will be length into breadth. Length is here 2.5 centimeter multiply 1.5 centimeter. And we know that if we want to multiply the decimal numbers, so we multiply as usual normal numbers. Okay, so here we will multiply it. So 15 5 is 75, 7 will be here, 15 2 is 30, 30 or 7, 37. Okay, and we have here two decimal places, one in this and one is here. So 1 and 2, it will become 3.75, and we have the unit is centimeter, so centimeter square. Okay, so we can write here the area of this rectangle is 3.75 centimeter square. Okay, in the same manner you have to find out the area of this figure also. The next one. Okay, now we have question number 3. We have to find out the area of the following square. Now we have square, and we know that the square, and we know that area of square will be side into side, and the side is given here 15 centimeter multiply by 15 centimeter. So after multiplying 15 and 15 we get 225, and centimeter will become centimeter square. So this is the area of this square. Okay, now we have question number 4. Find the area of rectangular field whose length is 75 meter and breadth is 60 meter. So here length and breadth is given, and we know that the area of rectangle is length into breadth. Simply we will multiply the both the numbers, that is length and breadth, then we will get our answer or area of rectangle. Okay, the question number 5 is length of a square part is 55 meter. So find out the perimeter and area. Okay, so we know that area of a square will be side into side, and side will be 55 मीटर है, और सो 55 मीटर को हम 55 मीटर से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे और हमें एरिया मिल जाएगा. एंड वी नो दैट perimeter of a square is 4 into side. So we will multiply 55 meter by 4. So we get the perimeter also. Okay. Now here we have some figures and we have to find out the area of the following figures. As we do in our previous exercise, as you will do these questions also. Okay. Now we have some horse question here. Answer the following question. Find the perimeter and the area of playground whose length is 80 meter and breadth is 45 centimeter. So here also we have to find out the perimeter and area of the playground which length is 80 meter and the breadth is 45 meter, and we know that of perimeter of rectangle is 2 bracket length plus breadth bracket close, and the area of the playground will become length into breadth, and you have to find out the both here perimeter and area. Now we have question number 2. Find the length of wire required for facing a fencing whose length and breadth are 60 meter and 45 मीटर. अब क्या करनी है, हमें फेंसिंग करनी है, और फेंसिंग कहाँ होती है, बाउंड्रीज पर. ठीक है. तो हमें कोई भी एक प्लेग्राउंड है या कुछ भी है उसकी फेंसिंग करनी है. तो फेंसिंग क्या होगी, बाउंड्रीज पे. ठीक है. उसकी फेंसिंग के लिए ये बोला है अगर उस प्लेग्राउंड की लेंथ है 60 मीटर एंड ब्रेथ है 45 मीटर, एंड तो हमारी जो लेंथ ऑफ वायर है वो कितनी चाहिए होगी. सो वी नो दैट कि बाउंड्री पे ही लगेगी, तो लेंथ ऑफ बाउंड्री विल बी द लेंथ ऑफ वायर. So we know that length of boundary is equals to length of wire. So first we find out the boundary length, and how do we find? By finding the perimeter of the given measures. Okay. So for perimeter we will multiply, or we will write here 2 bracket L plus P. This is our formula. You can easily put the value here and find out the perimeter. Okay. Now we have some mental math question here. Perimeter of a square, you know that is 4 into side, and the perimeter of rectangle is 2 bracket length plus breadth. Okay. And the next one is area of a square is side into side. Okay. And the area of rectangle is length into breadth. Okay. For this chapter, you have to learn these 4 formulas. After that, you can easily do this exercise, or you easily understand this chapter. Okay. So, to understand this chapter, you have to learn these 4 formulas. That is very easy. Okay. For using these formulas, you can easily do this exercise very easily. Okay. So, student, this is all about your chapter. In this chapter, we learn about the perimeter and area, okay, of the square, rectangle and triangle. Okay. So I hope all the concept of this chapter has been clear to you all. Keep doing practice. It will make you perfect. I will meet you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.